Okay, so welcome to our meditation on a Tuesday. It's 11 a.m. here in Armidale, New South Wales, Australia. So if you're tuning in from wherever, welcome. It doesn't matter when you tune in, your soul can work across time better than we can work across time in our physical body. So the greater part of you, that is the greater part of your soul, can do this. And so it will be here connecting with us if you are listening to this in the future. So just take a few moments to enjoy the space that you are in. We are going to focus most definitely and clearly on peace. So in the first instance, know that the peace that you create within yourself and around yourself ultimately contributes to a much greater peace. And when more and more people engage with the creation of peace within themselves and around themselves, this will become a more powerful expression of humanity towards enduring peace on earth. So by being at peace, you innately contribute to something greater. So this is what we are doing today. We will create our own inner peace to the extent that we can, so that as a collective we contribute to a greater encouragement and inspiration for humanity as a collective. So gently breathe your way into the meditation. Breathe in that which is peace. So see yourself as a conduit. So we breathe in peace. So we draw down from our main source of all the qualities that contribute to peace. So our main source of all these qualities, the one that we have access to, is our own soul. Living on which lives on the plane of soul, exists there, has its own level of consciousness. It is also connected to us. We are a part of that soul's expression. And so we draw down via our spiritual channel an unseen construct, that a line of energy upon which our major chakras lie. Comes down through the crown of our head, the top of our head, down our spine and out the base of our spine to the center of the earth, so it connects the sun and the earth. This is a source of our peace. This is a source of the qualities of soul that collectively express as peace. So as we breathe in, we draw that down. As we breathe out, we are radiating out the quality of peace on the earth plane. So we take the energy of peace at the level of soul and we radiate out peace at the vibration of the earth plane. And so we can contribute to our own peacefulness. We can contribute to the peacefulness of those around us. And this is the most important and beautiful contribution. The more of us that do it, the more that we will influence those that are not peaceful. This is a long-term commitment that works better the more completely we can hold this way of being. This is a way of being that is linked to the science of consciousness, the esoteric reality, the unseen reality. So relax. The drawing down of that energy is one part of this. The conscious choosing to live by the qualities of soul is another level of contribution we can make, and amplifying and enhancing this energy that we can make. So consciously choosing to slowly become non-judgmental, to slowly become unconditionally loving, to slowly lose all fear, and to slowly become of a state of non-attachment to the form side. These are the qualities that we can choose. This doesn't mean that we embody them immediately and perfectly. Only if we choose these qualities, we will slowly embody them. It may take lifetimes to perfect this. Only in every lifetime we have significant scope and capacity to embody to a greater degree these ideals. So Father, Mother, God, creator of all things, we ask for blessings on this meditation for the good of us as individuals, for the good of us as a group, for the good of humanity as a species, for the good of all the kingdoms that humanity influences. We ask for the greatest contribution you can give to us that will enable us to make the greatest contribution to peace on the earth plane that we can. We ask to be joined by those beings of the light from all the places, times, dimensions, and realms that do your will, that carry your love, that carry your wisdom. We ask that any or all of these beings consider being a part of this meditation and to amplify any universally beneficial aspect of this meditation they so choose to. So first of all, let us quite clearly put out a call to all of humanity and ask that enduring world peace be elevated as a priority within their life, their individual life. We ask that the soul of humanity convey our request that for the good of all, that all humans, incarnated or incarnating on the earth plane at this time, elevate their commitment to enduring peace on earth. On the levels of consciousness that they can hear, that they can detect, subconsciously, consciously, or superconsciously. Please, for the good of all, elevate your commitment to enduring world peace. Thank you for all that you may do in this respect. Similarly, we put out a prayer that every individual human on earth experiences an elevation of personal inner peace as soon as is possible, to support the previous intention. May you find, with God's blessing, an elevated condition of peace within your inner being. May you in some way register the value, register the experience of personal inner peace in some way, in the soonest time possible. And may it endure in all those cases within which it may endure. These constitute our requests and prayers today. Amen. Now contemplate that aspect of you that makes choices about who you wish to be, how you wish to be. So the fragment of soul within your mind constitutes your middle mind, a fragment of soul that's been so long being, to varying degrees, isolated in expression from the greatest soul that we are. It is most likely that this is what is utilizing all of your senses, your physical brain, to participate in this meditation and to perform the contemplations that arise within this meditation. So we are asking, or I recommend, that we use a part of this meditation to reaffirm and maybe elevate and enhance some aspect of your executive functioning that is held within this middle mind towards the qualities that will ultimately induce a sense of peace, a sense of inner peace. To contemplate unconditional love. This is the quality that allows us to appreciate the role that each life plays in the fabric of existence within which we are expressing at this time. Every life has value. And in the context of our human global moment, every human life has value, is important, has incarnated for a reason, is worthy of our acceptance, of our holding an ideal of growth for all, holding an ideal of expression for all. Contemplate that we cannot understand the nature of the contributions and expression of all that God would have, except to say that it is clear that God has expressed and communicated through the hierarchy of masters that look after our evolution, would have us all move towards a state of unconditional love, of non-judgment, of non-attachment. And this is an inclusive state of being. This is the state of being absolutely that honors the right of every person to be here on the earth and within the limits of sensible laws within each country, which protects the expression of all in the best possible way. Within those limits that all are here for a reason to experience and to express in a way that works off negative karma, which adds a degree of positive karma, and which fulfills the purpose, the individual purpose of incarnation for every person. Unconditional love supports this ideal. And so unconditional love at times carries a degree of patience, at times it carries a degree of silence, at times it carries a degree of speaking. It's not a simple ideal to manifest and embody Only it is our destiny, ultimately, to express this ideal in the most perfect way. The idea of forgiveness can be a most valuable tool. For at times it feels as if others are intentionally trying to harm us, which may be true. So, with forgiveness, we are trying to move our understanding of events to a position of, well, I don't understand this person completely, and ultimately, at the soul level, this person wishes me no harm, but temporarily they seem to be doing so. I'll do my best to navigate the situation with love while holding the idea of having a forgiving nature so that in turn I give this person the greatest support that I can for them to find the love that their soul hopes for them to find the balance that their soul hopes for them to find, to express in a slightly more divine way as their soul would hope for them to do. These are the things that we do with our middle mind, with our point of awareness, with the consciousness that chooses what we do next, what we say next. Sometimes this point of awareness gives over to the lower self. Sometimes it can give over to the higher expression of the soul. And nearly at all times it is making a choice whether to act on its own initiative, whether to be a part of the higher thing that is the soul, or whether it is allowing the lower self to dictate our actions. So it is at this point of consciousness, this middle mind, that we have the opportunity to change who we are, regardless of all other things. We can choose to be unconditionally loving, and this will ultimately lead to a greater state of inner peace and will ultimately lead to, if carried far enough, it will lead to a contribution towards enduring world peace in some future moment. This is what the world needs at this time: unconditional love. It needs a greater effort and expression of unconditional love to achieve this peace that we are asking for, inner and outer, to move towards peace. almost every person will benefit and find new ways to evolve in an environment of peace, as opposed to something more akin to war and the fear that engenders in those that cannot find a higher way. Contemplate that it is good. It is an expression of unconditional love as a collective to allow, as far as possible, until it is impossible to do anything else, to allow other countries to express in the way that they are most naturally adapted to expressing. Every country has its own flavour and contribution to bring to the earth. This is an intention of God and a hierarchy. It is orchestrated and arranged. Everybody's soul incarnates in the place that is the most beneficial for their journey, and this creates flavors. There is underlying energy associated with countries. Different countries have different underlying energy so that we may evolve as humans, ultimately to the point of an enduringly peaceful oneness, not an enduringly peaceful sameness, oneness, unity. So we call on all the beings of the light, all that there are, to do all that can be done to further this intention of ours for enduring world peace. And we ask for all those that are able to make some contribution, either at a completely personal and individual level or something greater. We thank those beings of the light that support us in every way. Father, Mother, God, Creator of all things, we honour the divine in all people on earth and beyond. Thank you.